Welcome to the Waymakers. Today is Friday, and we are all happy that it's Friday. Looking forward to a beautiful weekend, celebrating an amazing week. We hope you are doing the same. We are gathering together today to celebrate wins in our lives. So we are going to start with wins, and I'm going to come back and celebrate my win later, because I know there's some excitement on the call today, and I'm going to hand it over to Monty, and I think we're going to do open mic for the win. So here we go. Welcome
everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Waymakers. My name is Monty Collier. As you know, I'm loud and kind of cute. So my win is knowing my power today, knowing that I have this ability to reach other humans, to connect, to bond, and to learn and teach. That is my win. I pass it to Kat.
Okay, excellent. Well, welcome everyone. And Terry, we're so happy that you're with us this morning. And Monty,
welcome, Terry.
Great win. And
Thank
okay,
you.
so my win yesterday. So I didn't think I had any issues, but I just let loose yesterday.
That's interesting.
I literally let loose and just went down. I don't want to say a rabbit hole, but I just kind of let everything out that I had shoved down for a lot of years about myself and about things that happened in my past and that I had been suppressing. And I didn't think that I needed it. And lo and behold, I said, just a second, I'm going to just share something. And Monty pointed out that I said, I just have a second to say something. It turned out to be 9 minutes.
I'm going to interrupt. Please forgive me, Kat. Friends, a second turns into 9 minutes. You do the math.
So I was kind of surprised about that. And I think everyone's face kind of said what it needed to say. So that was a good thing, a beautiful release of energy to friends and people I trust. And I hope that when you all are on with us, that you get that sense that we're friends that you can trust. And that's how I felt yesterday. So I want to say that was my win. I felt like I shared things that were very personal, and they don't need to be, because I think we all can learn from things that we share. And that was my win. And Monty, you're looking at me like you.
I am. I have a lot of comments and questions, and I don't know if I need to allow everyone else to state their wins before we come back. What do you think, Jenna?
I think we can keep it open mic, but I think that it's really powerful what Kat is saying. You know, one of the things we're creating here, and, you know, we've invited people to join us, you know, free of charge for a while to get to know us and to understand that this community is something that is beneficial to everyone. Milan and I were talking just before the call about how, you know, when you commit to something like this, when you make a decision to do something like this, that you commit to change and you make yourself accountable, and you have to practice what you preach. And I think that's what Kat did. And the win, I think, for all of us is that each of us have had those moments, right? We've been together for a while now, and we've all had those moments where we have kind of this epiphany that there's some things we need to work through. Because one thing I think is really important is that we're all human beings. You know, we're all flawed and we're all perfect in the same way. So I think it's important that you understand that we're just like you. We're just like everybody who joins this call, who watches this call. We all have things to work through. And it's been almost magical how we've come together and manifested exactly what we need, and how this community has supported and lifted up and held each other up. You know, I keep saying this, we're such a diverse group, but we are. I mean, Ryan's the same age as my son. We're all different colors and ages and everything about us.
I'm the same age as your son too. It's so interesting. Oh my God.
Yeah, the same age as me.
Just like two of us.
I had a baby when I was 0. I'm actually a couple of months older than Monty. I'll give you that. But
oh, my age. Oh my God.
I think, you know, we just need to celebrate. And my win is that, I'm starting to see what we're doing here, the work that we're doing here, because we do work. I mean, we have a lot of fun and we enjoy each other, but we do work here. And I'm starting to see that work spill over and manifest in the rest of my life, and I had the opportunity to meet an absolutely beautiful woman and to say yes to myself, to have a new friend. And this new friend is leading to all kinds of amazing things for me with my nonprofit. I'm having like a huge fundraiser in Boca Raton in a couple of months for the nonprofit I work with. And she donated like this exquisite painting that she made, for us to auction off. Just all this amazing stuff is like coming into my life. It's because, as Milan said, we say yes to each other. So Milan, you can talk about maybe saying yes. Would you mind talking about saying how you say yes to yourself?
Oh, yes.
I will. And, saying yes to myself really helped make me a happier version of myself. And I realized, I think it was just a couple of years ago, that what I had been doing for some years now is saying yes all the time. And that allowed me to just like express myself fully and expand into, a more abundance. And saying yes to myself, it always seemed something that like I wasn't able to do when I was younger, or at least that's the story that I was telling myself, that, I had to deny certain parts of me. But it wasn't really until, post injury that I started to say yes to myself as much as possible. And even saying yes to myself, like, what, I am gonna speak Spanish. I am gonna, learn this language that no one else in my family knows. And I did that because it was just important to me. Like it just sounded, and it sounded cool. Like, honestly, like most of the stuff that I say yes to is like, oh, well, that sounds really cool. And, doing that opened up my world in ways and allowed me to have relationships that I never imagined having. And lo and behold, years later, after we, did a DNA test for my dad, found out that his family started in Spain, and then they went to France and England before coming to the States. So I was like, I knew it. I knew saying yes to myself was for a good reason. And just saying yes to myself constantly I feel like I trust myself more, because I trust that like the things I'm saying yes to matter, and that I matter, and it helps me to value myself a lot more, rather than denying myself because of the opinions of other people, really, or at least the story I'm telling myself about, what other people think. So, but to lead off of that, one of my wins actually happened this morning, and it was revision of yesterday and like some turmoil that I was having, and just retelling myself that a story, of who I am and who I belong to and what I have and what's mine. And that really helped to shift my energy and shift my mood into like a really powerful place. And that's where I like to operate. And that's where I can, I'm more open to greatness and change and betterment and smiles and all that type of stuff. And my inner world starts to reflect outside as soon as I make that shift, which is awesome.
Yeah,
That's all I can
really
say.
Powerful. Monty and I are like, ooh, reacted.
You just have to wait to exhale when you speak, and I'm usually that guy, so I'm not jealous or anything. I mean, we can share the mic, but I have to be first. No, just kidding. No, honestly, jokes aside, you move me when you speak, and I think that everyone can say the same thing. Ryan, just I want you to go with your win, but prior, could you respond and give Milan some feedback for us, please, on what he just said?
I think it's pretty important saying yes to yourself. I mean, being able to believe in yourself is going to be one of the big priorities. I mean, once you tell yourself in your mind and you say yes and make that decision to go through with something or to change something, I think that's where the most power comes from, and you can have the most change in your life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll go ahead with my win.
I wanted to say, I was going to say something to Kat real quick, just in response to Milan. Milan said something about, that in opening, your heart, saying yes to yourself, you step into power. And before Ryan gives his really quick, I just wanted to acknowledge that Kat did that yesterday, in opening her heart and really like being completely authentic. She stepped into a power and like raised her vibration to a new level. And that was exciting to see. And Ryan has a new mic, so we're going to let him use his new mic and show us his beautiful voice.
All righty. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Miss Bird. Welcome to the panel. It's a beautiful day. So my win for today will be really, I mean, every day, moving one day closer to success, and especially on here, after hearing you, honestly, Terry, talking about me speaking about goals, motivating you to write down your goals, that was pretty empowering for me. So um, that, and also it's quarter 2 for my business now, so we're moving along with that. Everything's working out, and every day making the best of every day, and also reciting my goals. I'm coming to the realization that every day basically now I'm reciting my goals, so manifesting what I want. So it's gonna be my win.
Bravo.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, manifesting gets so much easier when you're constantly talking about it. It just puts your focus there. So, it's like when your friend buys a new car, then you see that car everywhere.
Sure.
It's the same thing. Like once you identify what you really are going for, what's yours, then you see it so clearly after that.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. I love what you said, Ryan. I love that you're here. I love that all of the young people can relate to you and me because, we're the youngest on the panel. And so I think that they're going to really resonate with you and me, because of that. And Mariposa, I'd like to come to you. I'm feeling really good today, guys. It's Fun Friday. And so we work and we play, right? And they fit together like hand in glove. Come on, Mariposa Celine. Can you get with us?
Yeah, so I want to share, kind of piggyback what we've all shared. I think we've experienced this during this week, one way or another, is how to redirect our energy when we're going down the wrong path, right? When we get full of anxiety or fear or frustration, or just things aren't working out right. Like me and my computer.
Yeah. Right now, her computer just took a swing at her, everyone.
It was a whole thing. No, it was a whole thing, which was like so weird. So I said, you know what? This is not what I want. I don't want this energy. I don't want to feel frustrated. So I'm just going to shut everything down and connect to my higher self, higher spirit. And a couple of hours later, I come back and everything's working fine. And it was all good. So I was hitting a lot of signs when I was frustrated. So I'm out, and I said, what would I love? I would love my computer to connect to the internet. I would love to be able to just enjoy the rest of the day. And that's what happened, because I redirected my energy to what I wanted. I took control of my energy. And that is so, so important, to be aware where we're at, how we're feeling, what we're thinking, how we're feeling, and to choose again. And we can choose again and choose again and choose again to get to where we want to get to. And that's my.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Does anyone have some feedback for Mariposa Celine's win?
I love that. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it just makes me think that, or reminds me that I'm not a victim to my circumstances, because I can always change me.
100.
I can always change me, and I can always change the way I look at it. I can always change the energy I'm putting out, so that, if nothing else, I'm good. I'm good. Even if it's still raining, even if the storm's still happening, I'm good, which, is awesome.
I love that you said, come on, Kat, before I jump in.
No, I was going to say, I love what she said about making the decision, because I think I went through that yesterday and the last couple of days. And it was really refreshing. Mariposa has such a great way of putting things into words that need to be said. And I love when she freezes. So for y'all to know, when her computer does freeze, she freezes in the most beautiful poses.
She does, friend. She's like, so thank you for that. I would like to ask Miss Bird to unmute herself.
Perhaps.
Let me give her. Okay, here we are. We got you.
Here I am.
And now your video. There you look at us. We got you. Hey, now. Hey, how are you?
My win for yesterday. Sometimes with doing childcare, you start to think it's mundane, but we couldn't go anywhere. So I use my MacGyver imagination.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I like that MacGyver imagination.
And I put my tarp down, some stakes to hold it down. I took out my lovely Blue Dawn dish detergent and my water hose, and I made a bubble slip and slide.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead.
Crazy, love it. How
Day
fun.
ever. And it just made all the difference in the world because it was a cloudy day, but as I'm learning, I'm in control of what I do with those clouds. So those clouds kept some of the heat out, but we still had a great day. So that was my win.
Terry, I have to ask you, did you take a trip down the slip and slide?
Oh, honey, no, it's too many video cameras.
I just had to know. I just had to ask.
I love my neighbors dearly, but no, we all have big living room windows and telephones with cameras on it. And I don't know that YouTube could pay me what all that would be worth.
Amen. Know your worth. That's amazing. I love how you wrap that. Know your worth. You do know it. Miss Bird, slip and slide. Well, that's really interesting. You said you're MacGyver mind, right?
Yes.
So you're a thinker.
I can jerry rig anything.
You are a big thinker, aren't you?
I try to be, yes.
That's what we specialize in, thinking and then thinking more. And then once you think you know, think some more. And then get with a think tank like this and think some more and create some more. And I love that you're that type of person who you didn't give up. You're like, you know what? I'm solution based. I'm going to think this through. And yes, it was a slip and slide for kids, but like you said, you don't want them in there giving the wrong energy, right? While you're taking care of them, and you don't want to give the wrong energy. And so you remain solution based. And for everyone who's watching, because this sounds comical, this is really real life. You know, and she did something really great for herself, and for the children that she cares for. And these are the type of people and the minds that we enjoy working with because they're already started. They may be not seeing you, Miss Bird, but many people aren't conscious of what they're thinking or how they're thinking it or how it ties into what you attract and what you succeed in. And anyway, I just love
how cool. Yeah, and how cool is it that it was solution based? You know, it's solution thinking, and that's what's cool about a MacGyver imagination. Is you think, okay, this is the goal that I want to achieve. Here's all the things that I have, you know, the resources that I have access to. How am I going to use those resources to get to this goal? And I think that's pretty amazing. We've been talking a lot about action in the last couple of days about, you know, making a decision, reaching a goal, but then taking action toward that goal. And that's exactly what you did, Terry. You're like, all right, I got to fix this. So what do I have? What can I do? And you did it. You know?
I love it.
Yeah,
for the best day ever.
For me, looking at it from a different perspective, Mariposa's and Terry's win. I mean, I feel like there's an importance to be said of you know, stopping, and anything that is behind you, you can't change at all. So all you got to do is try and figure out a solution and move forward. So for you, that was a cloudy day, and then, you know, realizing that that doesn't matter. You can move forward from there, and then, you know, still make a slip and slide. And I think there's definitely an importance in that, stopping.
And look at all the joy and the changing of vibration. There are so many components in what you did. And I like to beat stuff up for the betterment, right? I like to get every ounce of goodness. I harvest the good out of everything, right? So
I want to say something. Monty, can I interrupt you just really quick? And then you can go on.
And on.
Miss Terry, I love that the memories you made for those children, they will not forget that. Because I can remember as a child, things like that happened for me and how precious those memories are. So you just made a whole bunch of kids' lives just amazing. So thank you for that. You put that energy out there for those kids.
The parents were happy too, because with all the bubbles, they go, oh, they don't need a shower tonight. They're clean.
There it is.
Exactly.
You fixed everything. You fixed everything with your Blue Dawn.
Somebody wins.
I got it downstairs. It's my favorite.
I love too that, you know, the practicality of this type of mindset, of a solution-based mindset, because you know, it doesn't have to be, oh, you know, I manifested my dream home today. You know, sometimes it's just, I manifested having a better day.
Come
You
through,
know,
Milan.
and that's
Yes.
really what it is. You know, like this mindset, this power, this type of community, this type of thinking is really solution based, big and small. You know, it's whether you have a headache or whether you have cancer, like it's the same. You know, like I can use the solution based mindset to you know, figure out this practical thing, because you know, in between these giant moments in our life, like there's a lot of Tuesdays, there's a lot of Wednesdays, you know, there's a lot of like days just to like figure out stuff. And you don't have to be left you know, by the roadside, so to speak, waiting for that next big moment, when you can just find the solution now. And it's the real practical things that keep us going, so that we are more ready and we are more trusting of ourselves to do those bigger things, you know, to say yes to those bigger challenges, because we've seen, oh, well, I did X, Y, and Z. I figured this out and I figured that out. And, you know, like Kat was saying, I also built these memories because of that simple decision. And I also like impacted all these other people, because, you know, we all remember like fun instances like that. We're like, oh yeah, I did the slip inside one time when I was 7. It was so great. You know, and it's stuff like that, that, you know, you never know when that memory, that great memory is going to kick in for you, but you do remember. You know, you might not remember exactly what someone said, or, you know, what the weather was, or what they were wearing, but you definitely remember how they made you feel. And it's stuff like that that really impacts people's, you know, entire life, because our feelings are embedded in who we are.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And I think we, you know, we all have moments, you know, that have made a difference in our own lives, and moments that, I've got a lot of fun here, sorry, moments that have made a difference in others' lives. And, you know, when I was a teacher, I had a moment like that where, you know, we just had a fun day with my students, and really it was out of desperation. They were making me crazy because they were being so wild. So, you know, I shifted gears and did something fun with them. This is when I taught high school, not when I taught college, but, you know, they were studying Shakespeare, and they were supposed to be, you know, learning iambic pentameter, and trying to teach 15-year-olds iambic pentameter is fun, let me tell you. But so what we did is we turned Romeo and Juliet into a rap musical, and they had so much fun. They turned it into a rap musical. And I had the student, you know, I'm sorry to take over, this just reminded me, I had the student who he was a foster kid, you know, and he'd been bounced from home to home to home, and he just lit up and he became Romeo, you know, and everybody loved him, and he was amazing, and he was talented, you know, and I gave him a lot of credit for that, and just let him have fun. And then I'm gonna cry. But about a month later, I got a note from him with a rose wrapped. It was a rose wrapped with a note wrapped around it, and it said, you know, Miss Ollie, thank you. You're the one person who's ever made me believe that I have worth. You're the one person, you know, and it was worded a little differently, but he basically just said, Miss Ollie, thank you. You know, you made me feel special, and you made me believe in myself.
I love
and
that.
I'll never forget it. I know I can achieve things. And I think, you know, it's little moments like that. When you follow your heart and you trust your heart and you act in love, it comes back to you, you know? And I think, Terry, that's what you did. I mean, it's a funny, silly thing, but when you act in love, that comes back to you, you know? It's important.
Yeah, I wouldn't change my job for anything. I have those days where I want to say, where's my Tallahatchie Bridge? I need to take a jump, but I don't.
Yeah.
I just go for a swim. It might be a Chardonnay swim or Mike's Hard Lemonade swim, but at 6 o'clock I go for a swim. But to see the joy in the kids' eyes, because it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot to make someone else happy. A wave, a smile, a glance.
Ooh.
And who knew that Dawn dish detergent could change a day into something fabulous? And it did. So for me to hear them say best day ever, it was like $1.99 and $1 tart. Hello. But it was a memory that was worth millions. It was worth millions.
And do you guys get this? Everyone who's going to be watching this recording, do you guys get that that's how easy it is to fix anything?
Yeah. It's like Milan,
you know,
easy.
Yeah, Milan, where's your button?
Abundance was.
Milan, Terry Milan's got it, getting us an easy button that says, boom, that was easy.
Yeah, that's an easy button. We asked on the Facebook group what abundance means to you. This is abundance, and we want to share that with you all. So, join us in this abundance and in this joy. Hey, Ryan, I think, are we going to do something else here? We're shifting gears, I think.
Yeah. So the plan was to do a law of attraction card. Miss Terry, if you would like to be involved with that.
Okay.
Monty, you want to take over?
Oh, thank you, Ryan, for the intro. Look at me just running out in the streets. So these are Money and the Law of Attraction cards, and they are by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Okay. Now, this is a positivity thing. All of you who are watching, you know about the law of attraction, and if you don't, you attract everything you think about. So I think that we should introduce a thought of money and how to attract that into your life like we do daily on purpose. So, Miss Bird,
Yes.
you happen to be our contestant. So I'm going to fan these and you tell me when to stop, and then you can choose which card you'd like. Ready?
Okay. Stop.
Okay. Now, you want this one or would you like this one?
I want that one.
This one?
No.
Okay, got it. So here we are, friends. Card. Let's see. This is what it looks like, and I'll read it to you. I can deliberately choose to feel better now. I can deliberately choose to feel better now. Not only does the thought you are choosing right now attract the next thought and the next and so on, it also provides the basis of your alignment with your inner being. As you consistently and deliberately think and speak more of what you do want and less of what you do not want, you will find yourself more often in alignment with the pure, positive essence of your own source. And under those conditions, your life will be extremely pleasing to you.
Yes.
Boom. So
I think that's interesting that that's along the same lines of the discussion that we've been having.
Can I read it one more time?
Sure.
I just felt like it felt so good. I just want to read it one more time. I can deliberately choose to feel better now. Not only does the thought you are choosing right now attract the next thought and the next and so on, it also provides the basis of your alignment with your inner being. As you consistently and deliberately think and speak more of what you do want and less of what you do not want, you will find yourself more often in alignment with the pure, positive essence of your own source. And under these conditions, your life will be extremely pleasing to you. Miss Bird, what are your thoughts?
Well, I have goosebumps right now because one of the things that I start teaching my children very early on is can't is not a part of our vocabulary in life.
Marvelous.
And when someone does something to the other one and it either makes them sad or disappointed, I tell them, it was weird that card said that it's your choice. You can choose to be upset about this for a long time, or you can choose to be happy and go on and learn from whatever just happened. So I choose to be happy about it. And then another child will say, well, I'm sorry that I bumped you or I hit you, but I choose for us to keep playing. And I think that sets them up for later on in life because it's not someone else's choice to make you happy, it's yours.
Right. Very well said.
And people are going to bump into you all your life. So
all your life.
So please get used to it and make it normalize getting bumped into, right?
Right.
And choosing what to do after that bump.
Precisely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because some bumps are good bumps. Come on now.
Some are good bumps. Right there.
Yeah.
Some are good ones. Give me one. Hey.
There's 4-wheel driving.
Right on, right now. That was beautiful. Comments, input. Ryan,
No,
you first.
I go ahead, Ryan.
Sorry, Milan.
I mean, yeah, it's in alignment with, everything we've been talking about, for the past few weeks. Don't think about the negative, only think about the positive, and it will come. And then also, I like the you're the one in charge of your own happiness. No one else can. You don't have anyone else to blame or to frown upon. It's all you. You're in control of your life and your emotions as well. So you can always flip that hourglass and look at things from a different perspective.
Thank you, Milan.
I was just gonna say, like, once when I became a father, like my daughters especially would say, "Oh, well, I did this because he made me mad, or she made me upset." And I'm like, hold on a second, like, realize what you're saying here, because if they can make you sad, they can make you angry, then they're just controlling you. And if when you speak that way, like, you're actually giving your power away bit by bit. And then, like, your emotions become not even your own. You're just a victim to them as well. But it's like, well, I felt upset because such and such happened. That's a whole different way to look at the situation, and it's not denying the situation at all, the negativity that might have come your way, but it is allowing you to maintain your power throughout. Like, I can, they might have did something that you didn't like, but they didn't make you feel any type of way, because if you look at it that way, then you're out of control totally. And I can't do that. And I'm glad she accepted it. But I told my wife the same thing. Like, you can't make me feel anything, and my emotions are mine and your emotions are yours. We can come to agreement, and hopefully we do that more often than not. But it's my power is my power.
Indeed. I love that, Milan. Thank you for that. Mariposa, please do.
Yes, I just wanted to add that when we are our power away, when we start being so small, or because of this situation, or because of that situation, that happened to me, and so did something to me. But when we take responsibility for our own actions and our own feelings and our own thoughts, we are empowered. We take our power. We are empowered in our own power. Indeed. To change the destiny, to change the outcome, to change our environment, to change ourselves, our vibrations. So
that's
yeah,
beautifully said.
It was a huge thing for me.
And
we lost
scene.
you there.
And
Yeah.
scene.
I know, scene.
Yeah. It's like, and scene. Mariposa,
Funny.
Yes, go ahead, dear.
I was gonna say, it's funny because Milan, you said earlier that you celebrating yesterday, you're revisioning, of what you were thinking. And it's so, if you choose to be happy, if you redirect the energy, if you step, as Mariposa was saying, when we could hear you, Mariposa, you are empowered by choosing, your own emotion, the direction that you're going, stepping into that pure positive essence of your own source. It's a revisioning. And I think, we talk about revision, like revising papers, this and that, but it truly is a revisioning, changing your mindset and having a new vision.
It's true.
Yeah.
Agree with that. Mariposa, please jump back on, and because you got kicked off. Okay. Mariposa is actually en route to take care of something really wonderful in her life, and so we are just going to move right ahead. Milan, I like everything that you say. So say something. Just say hi.
Hi.
Look at that.
All of us, all of this reminds me of what we were talking about right before the hour, of just, the importance of making decisions. And not only choosing yourself, but saying yes to yourself, and really that, like Jenna, you know, I have a master's degree in studied language and in storytelling and whatnot, and understanding words really make a huge difference for me. And like the word decision means to cut off. So it's like it's when you make a decision to do something or to have something in your life or to, you know, to just be better, you're really cutting off any other option. And knowing that, I think is, for me anyway, it's given me a little bit more power, a lot more power actually, with the decisions that I do make, because, you know, truly, like, you know, I believe that the Bible is a practical manual, and it says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. And, you know, you don't got to swear by this or swear by that, or, you know, like make it a big deal. But, you know, when you make a decision to move forward, that's what you're doing. When you make a decision to stop a bad habit, that's what you're doing. Even if it's not necessarily, you know, that 100%, and, you know, we're not perfect, but, you know, making that decision for that change to blossom and to start, I think it's so powerful. It's so powerful.
Agreed.
Can you say the definition of decision one more time, Milan? We need to add that to the Lord Milan quote.
Yeah, decision means to cut off.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what we're doing. We're cutting off. Like when, you know, I decided that, hey, I'm going to walk again and be fully restored after I was told you will have no feeling or movement below your collarbone. And I was like, nope. I'm making the decision that that's not true. And obviously I said it in a more aggressive way than that, because it would.
I would love to hear the verbatim later.
Yeah.
Okay, I know the verbatim later. I was there. And his exact words were, I don't have time for this. I got shit to do. And he was only 17 at the time.
You know,
And he did it.
that.
He did it. And the doctor was like, but he goes, nah, that's your opinion. I appreciate it, but I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I made a firm decision then, and I didn't know, you know, it was a gap between the decision and the fruition, granted, and that's
what was the gap.
Yeah, you know, like you know, Bob Proctor always talks about like the law of gender, you know, like these seeds are planted, okay, fine, but you don't get cucumbers overnight, you know.
Right. The gestation period.
Right.
The gestation period.
It takes that time. And, you know, it did set me on that path, and, you know, it allowed me to say yes to myself in a big way. And then, you know, as situations presented themselves, then, okay, well, I'm going to say yes to this, and I'm going to say yes to that. But really having that firm decision about what was mine allowed me to see next steps a lot more clearly, and to just, you know, not succumb to, you know, all the things that come sometimes after you make a decision, you know, like Jensen Sharrow in her book, You Are a Badass, says, you know, told the story about one of her clients making a firm decision to leave his job and to pursue his dream. And then he got hit by a bus like the next day. Like he lived and everything, but like sometimes, you know, challenges come right after a decision.
Right.
But I think that's just to, you know, let you know that, hey, you made a big decision and it really matters.
Okay, then. Input, feedback, Mariposa,
and it's
come
that
through.
energy too, that energy behind. It's the energy too we put behind it, right? A lot of times we say, well, I'm going to make a decision to do this, but just in case, I'm going to have this and then the other in place in case it doesn't work.
Right.
Like we have to come at it with all our positive belief and energy that this is my choosing. It's going to work. It may not work the way I think it's going to work, but it's going to come to fruition. And just believing in it 100% and not having a plan B, the escape plan, you know?
Yeah,
like
burn the bridges. Burn the bridges.
Yeah,
cut it off,
no
like Milan
back.
said.
Yeah, like decision. You're no going back.
Yeah.
This is it, and this is the direction I'm going, and that's that. And when I make those decisions, everything starts to work the way I want it. It's
life
simple,
changing.
it's easy. It's easy. And yes, the contrast will show up. Yes, the opposite. Immediately.
Yes, it will show up. Oh my God. Everything will fall apart.
By
right,
law.
Mariposa?
Yes, but it's when it falls apart, when everything comes back together.
You gotta keep it together, folks.
Yeah.
Gotta keep going.
You have to prune a garden, right? You have to cut things down sometimes for them to grow again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Kat's like,
I know.
come on, Kat. Come on, baby.
You know, making a decision is great and staying with it, but things happen. You know, life happens, and it may not be when you make a decision. things don't always go smoothly
Okay.
in life. And it doesn't mean that you should change your vision, but you just have to expect the road bumps and not give up when they come in, when they pop in the way. I mean, really serious things happen. I mean, and because I was thinking about somebody that I know that just had a big major birthday, and she's talking about how, and it is great, but you just have to just know that life is a bumpy road, and we have our goals and dreams, but just expect the unexpected and roll with it. Learn to roll with it, because that's what life is, a roller coaster, and roll with it and be prepared and be joyful. And that's what I just wanted to say.
Thank you for that.
That it could, things don't always look exactly like we think they're going to look, but still we're enjoying the journey, and we're going to get there. And yeah, that's what I just wanted to add. Okay.
Good.
Was that under 9 minutes? Okay.
Yes, it was very well. Very well done. That's pretty close, Ryan.
We owe you 9 minutes anyway.
All of this, I can see how it relates to my starting a business, like almost exactly, just because. So when I made the decision to move forward, we agreed on a price, and I didn't even know how I was going to come up with the funds yet. So I was like, well, we can figure this out by the end of the week, and that's when I started to go to work on trying to get things done. And then, of course, banks kept getting pushed back. Everything kept a lot of adversities came in the way. That's for sure. We can't do this, and just because the type of thing I was trying to do, and so it ended up being like 2 weeks longer than expected, and with just a lot of other stuff, popping up in the way. But at the end of the day, I found what I was supposed to find, and it worked out. So,
Are you talking about your RV?
Yeah.
Did you receive any type of support, accountability, coaching, advice about how to get your RV and how to jump on your goal?
No, I made a decision.
You made a decision, and
that was my
good. But where did the energy come from for your decision? Nobody encouraged you. Where did you get it?
No, I mean, I started to do the research, and then once the numbers work out, and for me, once the numbers work out, I was ready to take that action step. So
he was already thinking, right? He was already set to think for the solution.
Yeah, I'd say even a month prior, I had already decided that was the route I was going to go, and hopefully it worked out, and I was there to make it work out. So.
Ryan, but you decided. Boom, that's a magic word. You decided.
And what's beautiful about that, Kat, the reiteration is when you make a decision, it's already done. Just take the action. Look, I made a decision in 2012 or whatever it was that I was going to open a genealogy business. Like Bob says, you don't have to know the how to acquire what you want. You don't have to consciously say, ooh, I've got all the bullet points to acquire this. No, you have to want it. You have to desire it. You have to commit to the desire.
Yeah.
And it has to be clear, like it's
please
you wouldn't tell somebody, hey, I'll see you in California and not tell them an address.
Because when you ask source energy or God for something,
right,
you have to be specific. I need more money. Watch me find a penny on the ground.
Right. That's more money technically, And
you get what you want, but we don't realize our power, friends. So let me explain it to you. I need checks. I need bottom line increased.
6
I need my businesses to have fully booked. I need everyone in the world to receive abundance in whatever way they need it to come to them, right? So we have to be very, 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 very specific. Like, I love that.
And one more thing, back to what I was talking about, the RV business I started. It's funny about the action that, it's pretty rare, and like that's the most important thing, because where I got the idea from, someone had posted a video that they had a van, and I was like, well, and they were like, I'm not worried about sharing it because almost 100% of you will not take action, so I won't have any competition anyways. So I said, well, watch me.
Wow. Oh.
I was like, I'm going to be that 1% and take that action.
Man, would you please be the 1% to take the action?
So,
but it's interesting that a
was funny,
person
though.
could say that, right? Let's
I mean,
talk
because
about
it is
that.
true. I mean, you know,
Because
you
of
can
their
think about it all you want.
perspective for what they've experienced, people don't take action. We don't write down our goals, ladies and gentlemen, friends around the world, globally. The Waymakers wrote down a goal. The Waymakers wrote down several goals, one at a time. Now, I might have wrote down 5, but I put the other 4 on the shelf so that I can get this wheel spinning and accomplish this goal, right? Can someone else share their concept, their experience about their goals? Like, write it down, implement the action.
That's a Mariposa thing. Where's Mariposa?
Come on through, Mariposa.
Absolutely. Like, ever since I
Oh, okay.
and making decisions that it's mine. What I write down, it's done.
What
I
you
write
write down is done. Got it.
It's done. It's done. It's 100% fake. It's done. How it's going to come, when it's going to come, is not up to me. That's up to my higher source, spirit. I just get in
To make it
spirit,
clear to you, right?
Inspired action. You know, I start taking action. I start walking. I come from the goal end.
From the end result of the goal. Okay, got it.
Inspired intuition, hit inspiration, and then I take action.
Got
it's
it.
Easy. Yeah. It's easy. And even when the opposite shows up, we have to hold on to our faith.
That's key.
100%. It's done. Yes.
It is key.
I think another thing that's key there is the word inspiration, right? You know, we need to be inspired. And even if we go back to, you know, what Terry was saying about being inspired, you know, to make this a fun day for the kids, you know, to figure out a way to keep them active and engaged. And inspiration means the process of being mentally stimulated to do, feel something, especially to do something creative, you know, a sudden, brilliant, creative or timely idea. And I think what Mariposa is saying about, you know, you connect to, right, I call it how, higher access to learning, but spirit and that higher self, you ask for inspiration. And when that inspiration comes, then we act. And I think that's the key to succeeding in goals, is you write down those goals and they happen, but you have to be inspired and you have to take action.
Yeah, a big thing with that too is being ready is most likely an illusion. You know, because like when you have the idea and you have the inspiration, you know, like Ryan was saying, I didn't know how all this money and stuff was going to work out, but I still moved forward, you know. And it's, you know, a lot of people, they'll wait till they feel ready, and I think that's an illusion most of the time. You know, you can equip yourself and you build up your readiness and your skills as you go along, but being ready for anything new, especially when it's worthwhile, is most likely, you know, you're not going to show up before you start. And like that readiness will build as you take those steps, because, you know, literally I didn't know how I would walk again after science was just like, well, nope, you can't. I'm just like, okay, all right, well, I'm going to try this and I'm going to try that. And, you know, I didn't feel ready to walk the first time I did. And it looked like, you know, a baby deer being born and, you know, falling along and trying to take its first steps, you know. And I for sure was not ready for that, but, you know, I stuck with it and remembered that, oh yeah, my vision is of me being fully restored. So I held on to that vision, and that specific vision was my guiding light for so long. And I never imagined that it would take 20 years, but it took 20 years, and that's fine because the goal was still achieved. And, you know, I learned so much along the way of just saying yes to myself, trusting in that decision. And, you know, like that faith, faith brings expectation. And my expectation was that this goal is not only achievable, but it's mine. It made all the difference in the world.
You always trigger me to say something and feel something, and that's brilliant. Like, you know, because usually I'm just like, you know, whatever. So I just want to tell everybody that Milan just kind of caused me to have an intuitive hit. You know, we're here for you guys. We're sharing our stuff and we're sharing our expertise, but it isn't really for us. We already have it. We're sharing for you. We want you to be enlightened. We want you to be empowered. We want you to be even educated, and come and educate us. We welcome all professionals, everyone from all walks of life. If you believe you're here, come on in. If you believe you're here, come on in. We definitely have something in the circulation of this beautiful energy for you that will benefit you.
Yeah.
True.
And we're all on this path we call life, right? This journey. And we all have something to learn from each other. And, you know, we talked about when we came up with the name for our group and some of the visions, some of the things we saw. And one thing we talked about was, you know, how when geese fly, right, they fly in that V formation and they take turns leading. You know, they find their way and they
handle that, Jenna.
Amazing. Yeah, they make amazing journeys, but they have to rely on each other. If one stays in front all the time, he loses his energy, you know, and so they trade off. And I think, you know, we talk about lighting the way for each other. There are mornings, Kat, like the other day, you know, where you needed one of us to put a light on that path, you know, because you had tripped in that pothole, but you got right back up and you grabbed someone else's hand who had tripped in the pothole, you know, and pulled them up. And I think, you know, it's us, you know, kind of Wizard of Oz style, arm in arm, stumbling along with, you know, each of our strengths and all of our weaknesses, you know, moving towards that wonderful, you know, ending, that you know, happy ending. And I think the other thing that Milan mentioned again today, I'm always quoting Lord Milan. People think I have a new religion.
Something,
by the way.
right?
It's pretty funny. When I heard a quote from Lord Milan, they're like, "What religion are you?" But anyway, you know, I heard a quote. It's about the in between, right? And you always see all those quotes. You know, oh, it's not about the destination; it's about the journey. That's true. You know, it is about the journey. This thing we call life. We don't know how long we get it. You know, every day is a new day, and every day is precious. And you know, that journey and taking it together is so magical. And the in between can be so remarkable. And that's what I think we want to share as the Waymakers. We want to be in that in between with you and shine a light on that path and show you that all of the things, you know, are beautiful. My daughter's a photographer and she's doing a photo shoot right now. And she was trying to find a location and she found this forest that she wanted to shoot this particular thing in. And yesterday, you know, she found herself stuck in the in between. She was looking for the forest, you know, the whole setting. And what she found was she started looking closely at what was in the forest. And she came home last night and was showing me her camera. And she had all these remarkable pictures of butterflies, of dragonflies, of bumblebees.
Yay,
and it was these tiny, tiny things, you know, that she saw the magic. She stopped, you know, she looked, she engaged with the environment. You know, she was looking for a big picture kind of thing. But then when she paid attention to the detail and she sat in that place, right? And she began to engage with it, she found like this remarkable beauty. And she found a golden dragonfly, by the way, and took a picture. So I'll get that for us. Golden dragonflies on a spiritual level represent transformation, you know, and prosperity. So I think that's us. You know, we look at the little things, you know, we're enjoying every aspect of the journey, every moment, you know, every thing that we're seeing on that journey, and each other. You know, we enjoy each other, and I think that's critical.
Thank you for that very much. Can we go around the panel and have everyone just give like 30 seconds of inspiration to everyone in the world that we're attempting to connect with? And Catherine, can we start with you, dear?
Yeah, like Jenna was saying, every day is a new day, and just get up and have joy. And if you're not sure, just say yes to yourself. Like Milan says, say yes to yourself and believe it can happen. And just, you know, make that decision and go. Just do it.
Thank you. Miss Bird, we want to hear from you. You want to inspire somebody right now?
I heard a song a while ago that said, part of the song that caught me was, he's in the waiting, that he could be your higher power, your goal, your destination, whatever. And he's in the waiting. And I've heard a lot of you say journey. While you're on that journey, and you are waiting, as Ryan would say, to reach that next water hole, look around. That's how that butterfly and that dragonfly was seen. Because if you rush right through it, you blow your journey. And most of what we're getting is on our journey. That's where our learning comes from. And I'm as my niece would say, as my niece would say, right now I'm just weak because this hour has been amazing. And I know Milan wants to hit me, pluck me, whatever. He's like, woman, I've been telling you this. And it's like you can't see the forest for the trees.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hear the wisdom for looking at the person that's giving it to you.
It's okay. We got to speak on that. That's a whole new topic.
And he gave it to me in nuggets, and now
you got a pot full of gold.
But my quiver is full.
You got a pot full of gold.
Yeah, I'm looking as I walk, and I'm waiting as I look, and I see so much in the waiting.
You guys, this is a love story right here. You get it from your mom, Milan. You get it from her. You're just reawakening it in her. You know that? I'm proud of you. I will hug you. I will mess around and hug you.
Well, it's I think the world unfortunately discounts women as a whole, I would say. But really my entrepreneur journey started because of women like my mom, women that inspired me, women that were just leaders in their own life, that said yes to themselves, that dropped little nuggets of wisdom, or just expected me to be better. Women that have inspired me and challenged me throughout my entire life was the reason I got into college. That's how I got into fashion design. That's how I started my first business. And, that's the type of woman that I married, a woman that's, not afraid to, be on that journey, to speak her mind and to help other people grow. And I'm just, super thankful for it, because it gave me a really great base to start from and, to flourish from. And now as a father of daughters, I'm able to give them so much more, because I see the power in just being a woman, and, all of that entails, even the quietness that, how that is also a power.
Thank you, Mariposa. And thank you, Miss Bird. It was beautiful.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. We might be cousins. Come on, Mariposa.
So
sorry.
Mine is to choose yourself every day. Choose you, be your authentic self. And if you can't express yourself, you got to ask why. Why can't you be your authentic self? And look at that and change that and shift that and just continuously, express and be you. Love yourself. Loving ourselves is the most important thing we could do for ourselves, to empower ourselves, to have faith in ourselves and confidence, and to believe in what we're doing in our higher calling and our higher purpose. So choose you.
I love it. Ryan.
Saying yes to yourself can also lead you to a tribe that's even more true than the one you started with.
I'm a tribe.
We're trying.
Yeah, for me, first of all, what Terry said obviously resonates with me quite literally, being on that journey and stopping and looking around. But
literally,
as far as my literally, yeah. But my note to the world is,
you're a mountain man. Just
anything behind you, you can't really change, and if you dwell on it, then like Bob Proctor said, if you're always thinking about the sand that's below you, then it's gonna run out before you look ahead. So really stopping and anything behind you, overcoming, if you need to revisit it, overcome it, and then go from there and move forward. At any point in time, you are where you are now, and the only thing you can do is move forward. So try to break free from the past and move forward.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, we have 1 minute, so.
And I would like to take 15 seconds of that.
Go ahead.
I would like to say, I would like to express full gratitude for everyone on this panel, guests included, the special guest, the queen of the hour, Miss Bird. We thank you for joining us. We absolutely appreciate your input. Everyone that's watching this, please watch it several times. Like, follow, and share. I'll tell you why. Because This is happening. This is greatness. Get on board for your betterment. I mean, where else are you going to find support times 6, coaching times 6, storytelling times 6, lessons learned and shared for your betterment times 6? I'm out.
All
I've
right.
never seen him more concise. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Was I really precise and concise, Milan?
You were.
You were.
Woo-hoo.
Oh my gosh, are we still
All
being
right.
recorded? Everyone, can you see this? Oh,
On
I'm
that
sorry.
note, I mean, if you want to check out our resource page, you know, we have a list of books that you know could help
Help us
help
make
you
the
move
way.
forward. We'll also put
Mhm.
a link to a few of the books in the description of this video. So if you want a copy for yourself to.
Well, thank you, Ryan. Ryan, so you have this wonderful microphone. Would you mind saying all of that again into your microphone? Thank you.
Was that too far?
That
You're
sounds
fine.
much better.
Check out our resource page on our Facebook. We have a link to a few different books. If you care to expand your learning and change your mindset, as well as in the link of this video on YouTube, which likely you'll be seeing it. We'll have a link to a few of the books for you to purchase and read for yourself. So.
Thank
And
you
on
so
that note,
much.
Waymakers Global out.
Waymakers Global out. Thank you,
I hope
everyone.
Things didn't disturb
Bye.
everybody.
Say one more time, Ms. Bird.
No.
Hope my
Bye.
daycare distractions didn't disturb you all.
Girl,
No.
So you
Sounds
love
of
it.
joy.
Okay.
Sounds
we
of
welcome
joy.
everybody. If you're cleaning house, get on here. If you got kids, get on here. If you're driving a truck, get on here. If you're out in the field, get on here. We're doing real work and having real fun. Have a good day.
Okay. All right.
Blessings.
Bye.
Bye.
You didn't
Bye-bye.
disturb nothing, Miss Bird. Not a thing.